Hi, I'm Jennifer from the Worcester branch of the Wayne County Public Library, here today to show you a couple of easy little ornaments that you can make with beads and other materials to decorate your tree for the holidays. First, I can show you a couple of icicle type of ornaments, just using some simple wooden beads in different sizes. And then kind of a variation on my nature fairy dolls that I made in another video. We have a little angel ornament. And this time I'm using a wooden bead that has a face painted on it, along with a couple kinds of yarn, ribbon, and a little bit of pipe cleaner. So let's start with the beaded ornaments. What I'm using is kind of a waxed thread. You could probably use a light gauge wire if you wanted to, but this is what I have on hand, and that's just what I'm going to use. So I've cut a length, it's probably a couple of feet long, and I'm folding it in half, and I want to leave, about a third of it for the loop at the top. So I'm just going to stop here and put a little bit of a knot in. And pull that tight. All right, now I've got my beads here. And I've got a couple of different sizes. So let's get these in order. Want a big one in the middle. Slightly smaller one to the side. Actually, there we go. So lining them up helps remind me both of what the sizes are. So I've got large, not as large, medium size, and small. And then that also reminds me what order I want to put them in on the thread. So I'll start at one end and just work both of those threads through. Now you might think, could you do this with, say, yarn or embroidery floss? And it's going to be a little trickier. You want something that's kind of stiff, so it'll work through these holes without fraying. You just thread them on one at a time. All right, that one's starting to fray, so I'm just going to trim the end. All right, that one's better. We'll set that aside and do a different color. Now, these beads all came from one bag of assorted beads that I found at the craft store. You're welcome to find whatever you want to make your ornament, but I kind of like that mixed up different variety of sizes and colors. So now that I've got all my beads on, I'm just going to do one more knot at the end. And make sure it ends up really snug to that last bead. And then trim off the excess. And there we go. Got a nice little ornament for the tree. For the doll, what I've done is I've started with a piece of ribbon that was about 4 inches long at the top, but I've got slanting sides that I've cut little notches into. It's kind of a stylized version of feathers on the wings. You could do whatever you want. You could use ribbon if you wanted to draw wings on maybe construction paper, add some glitter, totally up to you. I'm also going to go ahead and get the little halo made. So I'm taking a piece of a more metallic pipe cleaner. I'm going to bend the top down, maybe about an inch or so, and then wrap it around. It doesn't have to be big, so you might want to fiddle with it just a little bit. All right, and then I want to leave about that much tail on it. All right, so we've got those two items. We've got our bead ready. I have a little piece of cardboard, just scrap cardboard, about 4 inches long. And so for the body of the angel, I'm going to wrap this around, probably 18 to 20 times. And you see, I'm just leaving the ends free here. Before I pull that off, I'm going to cut another little piece of thread, of yarn. Because once I pull this off, and you'll notice I'm holding onto it very carefully so those loops don't separate on me. All right, what I'm going to do is hold it open a little bit and slide the ribbon through so that it's pretty well centered. I'm going to scrunch it up just a little bit and then kind of hold these together and tie it. Tie it good and tight, and then add a knot. All right, we'll just kind of work our way back through these, and we'll cut them. And you can trim up any stray ends that might hang down. All right. So, what we're going to do now is take more of the waxed thread. And I think probably about 18 to 20 inches or so should work. We want to work that through along with the ribbon. You can do this while your loops are still on the card. I just didn't remember to. And then let's put a knot at the top of that. Okay, so we've got the body, we've got the wings, and now let's slide on the bead for the head. Bring that down, and we'll just leave that there because now we're going to do the hair, and we'll use the same piece of cardboard. And this time I'm going to loop it around 6 times. And hold on to the loops, slide them off. Here's where it might get a little tricky. If you can find someone to provide you an extra hand, you might want that. But what I'm going to do is just work that thread in between. The yarn is going in between the 2 strands of the waxed thread. Because what we're going to do then hold the hair in place and tie a knot in the thread. It's a challenge, I know. All right, we got that. And then just kind of pull the hair forward a little bit so you can see the hole on the back side. And we're going to work halo in there. And we'll put in an extra knot just to secure that. All right, and then bring your wax thread together, and we'll do just a knot at the end somewhere. I mean, you might bring it down a little bit if the loop is too big. Pull it tight, trim the ends, and there we go. You might need to fluff the hair out a little bit. But there we go, got a nice little angel ornament. So there you are. There's a couple of different ideas for just some simple ornaments made with beads, made with other craft materials you might have at home. And if you don't want to hang them on your tree, you could maybe hang some of these on a garland over your fireplace, or you could use them as gift tags. That would be a fun idea too. So I hope you have fun exploring and creating with the craft materials you have on hand, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.